Oh yeah, with this reset, we got a bunch of new stuff that have been added. So this is the second week technically. So we have, what do we have right now? Crucible wise, we have Iron Banana back in action, as you guys can see, and there's obviously a bunch of challenges and stuff like that, and obviously there is bounties to pick up, which I'll pick up thankfully with my phone. But other than that, the important thing to realize this season is that there is a core key quest that will stay with you throughout basically throughout the season, and that's the Wayfinder's Voyage. If you remember in the previous seasons, we had like sort of like every week we had to go back to the helm on the section of the Fallen, and we had to basically what is it called? Pick up a new quest for that week and basically advance through the week. This time it's a bit different. As you guys can see, we have the Wayfinder's Voyage. Right now I'm in step 7 out of 53. It's because it plays basically 6 steps per week. So basically I think roughly we're looking at a good 3 month roughly of that quest continuation, and will basically stick around, so you don't have to go back and forth every time you're done. Once you hit like the limit of that, the end of that Wayfinder's Voyage for the week, you will basically get to a level where it tells you like you're gonna have to wait. Other than that, there's some new stuff as well. Obviously, with every season, there's a new sort of like an artifact, a key quest item, and obviously we have a new seasonal resource, right? Or currency, whatever you want to call it. So this time it's called Parallax Trajectory. It's a sort of a, I don't know, coin-looking shape thing that has a sort of like, it's linked to the technology of the Awoken. And those are going to be needed almost everywhere. One for to upgrade your key item of the season, which is the Wayfinder's Compass. You can guys see it here. It's basically your artifact. Right now I got a couple of unlock. I haven't unlocked everything I need because I'm still debating what to take, because I can't be bothered to do the reset of an artifact, which is a set at 10,000, which is a lot, and it keeps gradually getting higher and higher. I do know that for sure I'm gonna go with a particle deconstruction eventually on the last node, because a fusion rifle got quite a boost this season, and this is basically the breach and clear of this new season. It just debuffs characters, and you can just keep on doing more damage, and not everyone needs to do that. Only one person in your fight team needs to have that, and then basically everyone will benefit from that debuff if they use their linear fusion rifle or traditional fusion rifle. But the Wayfinder's Compass also is something that you will upgrade in the helm, which we will travel to right now, just to give you guys just an overview of what's going on right now with the helm. There's a new section in the helm that opened up. It's the Awoken section. So it's basically because Marasov, the Queen of the Awoken, is back. She came back from the no idea where she came back from, but basically she's back, and she's here to fight, the other queen, the Witch Queen. And she got to meet her brother, who she thought was dead, which eventually, she does realize that, he's now a guardian, and he's known as the Crow. And everyone is basically getting ready and discovering a little bit of Savathun's motive, because it turned out she was at the heart of the endless night. She controlled Osiris, basically kind of used them as a pawn, and in the background, you know, because she's a master manipulator and whatnot. So that's the section. If you guys remember, this section is the fallen section, where we had the splicer servitor and all the splicer technology and etc. right here. And then now on the right side, we have our awoken section with a new area. So we have first we have the Wayfinder Compass. The Wayfinder Compass, obviously, like many of the other seasonal items, has a sort of calibration level right now. So basically, you will have to upgrade certain nodes on it by using that seasonal currency, and you will basically unlock certain new abilities if you want in key item. But right now, we're starting the new weekly quest. So basically, the Queen of the Reef understand that you have some sort of reservation with the pact that we have with Savathun, because basically Savathun is saying, if you follow my lead and do certain things for me, I will release Osiris from this sort of cocoon, basically, this kind of like crystal cocoon that he's stuck in, and which obviously a lot of people want, especially Saints 14, considering his relationship with Osiris. Right now, he's one. You know, they're the only one of the very rare, at least, you know, characters that we see in the game that are of the same, that have a same-sex relationship. So Mara learned that from the Witch Queen that basically. If Savathun is to be believed, they now serve their original master, and we don't know who their original master, but it's older than Oryx, and Savathun, being Oryx's sister, is obviously afraid of it. And so without the taken, the Witch Queen claims she cannot break the curse loop. If you guys remember, most of the Awoken and Dreaming City was stuck in a loop of curses, of taking curses. So Marisov explains that whatever this master is, it commands Xivurath, yet another sibling of this godlike hive. That's another sister of That's a sister of Savathun, and Savathun is basically Xivurath is rallying its forces in the shadow of the Black Fleet. The Black Fleet is basically these black pyramids that we've discovered in early on in post Beyond Light and whatnot, and basically kind of gave us our new darkness powers. And so there we are. This is the TLDR, if you want, of where we are right now in the story. And so there's multiple things. So we're gonna accept the first. So this is the Wayfinder's Compass. The difference this season with this compass is that it's not like the other ones where you would strategically activate the nodes that you think are better for you or more efficient, or there's a logical way of smartly pick certain nodes so that you can advance faster. This time it's more like it's more linear. So basically you have to do for example, the first one that you activate was based on the fact that you finish step 6 of the Wayfinder's voyage, and then eventually as you upgrade as you level up the reputation of that item, you will basically be able to unlock new lines. So you have 3 different styles. So you have wayfinding basically in the sense that it opens certain doors for you. Envisioning, it's more like trying to find. It's more like finding new trajectory into specific realm, specifically the ascendant planes, so the kind of like the underbelly or like the negative space of the world. And then harmonizing, we don't really know what it is, but it seems like it Fields of Strife no longer hinder you. However, your upgraded now attracts the attention of Xivurath's force, so I don't know what it does. but it seems like it just grants more boosted, like it's more like boosted element, like more rewards and stuff like that. These ones are the true sight, which is what I was telling you guys about. I'll tell you more as we advance in the story and show you what these do actually. So how do you upgrade these? It's very simple. We go back to, well, the seasonal challenges. And so each week you have those seasonal challenges. And the ones that you want to do is basically these ones. The ones that, if you notice, it says Wayfinder's Compass calibration level on top of Challenger XP. So once you finish that, it boosts your reputation gain towards that quest item, and then basically gets you to unlock more and more of the nodes in that thing. So other than that, the whole vibe is that obviously the new season added new seasonal, let's say, activities, and in this case we have two different kind of activities. The first one is where does it fall? I think it's on destination. Yes, that's correct. When you go to the Dreaming City, this is the first one, so it's called Astral Alignment, and the gist of it, it's a 6-player Guardian activity where you basically, at least last week, you would fight in two different style of arena if you want. Those arenas are in the Dreaming City, but kind of like floating up in the air, so we don't really know where they are, so it's not like you can go visit them from the Dreaming City. And basically you have to charge your compass and realign certain compass nodes in those arenas so that eventually you call upon one of Xivor Arath's boss and kill it. So you can basically get a chest that opens up at the end. And then there's another trove chest that you can unlock with some of the currency, 150 of those. Something very important to note about the currency is that the currency count is actually locked this season. It's not like the other season where it was almost unlimited, you know, like let's say, if you guys remember, we had the decrypted data, for example. It doesn't really... It wasn't really locked. It was unlimited. In this case, we're talking about 1500 parallax trajectories. So it's a bit closer to what the corrupted key code were maxed out at 5, or the Sithran of, you know, for the transmog are capped as well. And so other than that one, we also have our second thing, which obviously is part of the storyline, and this is you activate from the helm, and that's the Shadow Realm. So it seems like, according to the triumphs and stuff like that, that you, when you go through and dig around of what's going on, it seems like the Wayfinder, that there is 3 different style of Shadow Realm. One seems to be, so this one is called Debris of Dreams. The previous one, if I remember correctly, I'm just gonna quickly jump. So you have the Forest of Echoes, that was last week. This week is Debris of Dreams, and I guess the next week will be the Runes of Wrath, and I guess it will be a rotation basically on a weekly basis. Now, each one of these have different stuff, and it's basically like a mini Ascendant plane kind of dungeon, if you want, like really tiny, not not like the Shattered Throne size, and they have a lot of secrets. So first of the last week when we did the first Shadow Realm, basically we had to go to a part in there with there was a big light, and then we would need to activate the compass there for to begin the alignment, kill some enemies, blah blah blah, until it calibrates, and then you jump to the second one, and then eventually once you're done with the second one, you can activate the third one, and then beat the boss in there. Once you beat the boss, you basically free one of the Tachyon. If you guys remember, Tachyons are the sort of, as we call them, awoken wizard, or witches. And if you remember, one of the strikes in the Dreaming City, which is where is it? The Corrupted, right here. Basically, our job is to go to these planes and find the tachyon, because the more we have tachyons, the more Marasov will have resources to basically fight against Xivu Arath and kind of help Savathun in this way. So yeah. And it's quite interesting because that's where the Wayfinder's Compass comes in this case, and why we activate these nodes. And so in this case, because we've activated the first node, this one right here, the barrier breach. Basically, there are certain breaches, there are certain barriers in that Ascendant realm that we cannot pass unless we activate a certain ability that's timed, I think around 15 seconds, so that we can pass through. Once you pass through, usually you find a chest, and these chests, from what it seems, at least those are the ones that I found last week, it seems like there's 7 in each location that you can unlock by opening what is it called, the barriers, right? So there's 7 of them, and in the you can quickly find them in your triumph because they show as hidden secret triumph right now. But basically these are the ones that are found. They're called trivial mystery. And so you, once you unlock them, they actually drop really good loot. Mostly some of the new seasonal weapons, and a lot of the seasonal weapons are basically stasis powered. There are a lot of, so there's like a new shotgun, there's a fusion rifle, there's a handgun, a sidearm, and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, what we've been doing so far is also focusing on getting the new exotic of the season, which is called a really kind of difficult name, but it's basically called the Lawrence driver. Not sure why it's been called like that. I'm not sure what's the lore behind it, but I guess we could always, but here's the Lawrence driver. It's a really cool gun. It's basically a linear fusion rifle. Once you hit a headshot, it kind of creates a bubble, a void that attracts nearby enemies and then boom, explode. So like if it's like a nice little a flood of thrall coming at you, one perfectly headshot will really do a lot of damage. And at the moment we're progressing through the quest to unlock its catalyst, which from what I understood generates a much bigger explosion of void, and so on. The other thing we're doing as well is because we gained the Vex Mythoclast 2 weeks ago from the raid, finally, we're also working on finishing the masterwork, because like I said, fusion rifles and linear fusion rifle all got a really strong, they're very powerful this season due to the mods that are equipped. The last thing that also has been added is a lot of, well, stasis powered armor. So now it seems like we have armors that are powered by stasis, so a different affinity that is stasis other than the usual that was just arc, solar, and void, just because, well, there's now new stasis mods. So for example, this one is a class item utility kickstart. When your class ability energy is fully expended, you gain class ability energy. So obviously, you know, not a lot of people have, there's not much to experiment right now, but as we progress, we'll try to optimize our gear and basically get ourselves like a good, solid, you know, perfect roll of stats, full of stats for my characters. So that's where we stand. Other than that, I'll just give you a quick peek at some of the items that are part of the Shadowkeep Shadow Queen's collector edition or digital collector edition. So that's the ghost. There's also a new. Let me just get rid of these. There's also bug flare for some reason for me that is not. There's also the new. I I believe there was also a ship, but I can't remember where it is right now. But once I find it, I will show it to you guys. I just need to remember a little bit. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's a lot of new content, obviously new ships, new things. Here's the Reefborn War. Wow, look at that bad boy. Oof. Oof. It seems like this one is Display of Supremacy, is a weekly challenge in the usual monthly triumphs and the quest. Other than that, just for you guys to know, there's also a new two new seals that you can acquire. The first one is Deadeye. This one isn't really locked to season 15, but it was introduced in season 15, and it's basically a lot of weapon-oriented challenges. So for example, getting X amount of kills with kinetic energy of weapons, things like, you know, having multiple weapons unlocked in your collection, submachine kills. Look at that. Look at this. 10,000 out of 1,000. It seems like also, so I got to 30 of the almost 30. I was at 29 out of 30, and now I'm in the step of Gilded, because turned out the Sweet Spotter Triumph, which was one of the key requirements to get the seal, was bugged. You can the Vex Wyverns kill, precision kills are not counting for some reason. Not sure why, but whatever. There is a workaround, in case you want to know, in case you haven't seen the tweet that I've done. Basically, one of the workaround is that you can actually start working on the Gilded achievement, Triumph. And the one I went for was one that someone discovered by mistake while they were patrolling and whatnot. And it's basically, they discovered that that if you go into a patrol and get, like, let's say like a large range multi-kill, let's say heavy weapon, let's say like a Warcliffe coil, something like that, you can actually eventually do 50 rapidly defeated kills, and then unlock the Ritual of the Season Triumph from the Gilded section, which will basically unlock 30 out of the 30 of the base Triumph things that are needed, and then open the Gilded for you so that you can focus on new stuff. So now I'm working on, for example, the weapon focus, the weapon flare as well. This one is a bit difficult. There's one called Point Blank Multi-Kill. Basically, you have to be really, really close, like so close to the enemy that you're basically touching them with the gun, and you have to do multi-kills, which basically is 4+. So those are really difficult. There's no real easy way to do that, except maybe with an SMG. But you know, even that, if your friends are playing, if you're not playing with friends in Gambit, there's a big chance that they will break your streak. There's also 3 birds, 3 stone. This one is fun. I haven't tried it yet, but basically you have to defeat opponent with at least one opponent per match. Well, multiple opponent per match with a kinetic weapon, an energy weapon, and a power weapon. You have to do that 5 times. Then you have finally the final blows with this season's legendary quest weapon. This season's legendary quest is actually a rocket launcher, so that one is going to be a pain in the ass. Unless you know, you can go to a farm area and just basically spam rockets and get multi-kills with those. So that's about it. Other than that, obviously there's going to be a Triumph Seal dedicated to the season. This one is called Realm Walker. So there's multiple things that are still secrets, obviously, as we progress, but a lot of it can be already done so far, like the Master Cartographer, the Seeker of the Lost, which basically finishing the parts of the Wayfinder, getting the mods, and then a complete legendary version of the Astral Alignment, which is that 6-man thingy. So that's pretty much it. The loop is the same. pretty much. It's really solid. It's really effective. You basically farm activities using specific weapons to get, you know, those tier 2, tier 3 Umbral engrams, because I will show you why they're they're more, I would say, interesting this season, mainly because of some certain perks that you can get. Then you get currency to focus on Umbram, so basically the core currency of this season, so you can focus them into some of these new new focus. So for example, this one is really great. It's called the Wayfinder's Accuracy. So basically it requires 1 Umbral engram, 10 legendary shards, and 600 parallax trajectory. Parallax trajectory, like I said, is the seasonal what is it called, currency. They're not that hard to get, especially if you do things like lots of playlists or lots of Crucible and stuff like that. You can get them by finding certain they're called little I forgot what they're called, Ascendant Anchors. Ascendant Anchors. You find them in like certain, like in the EDZ and part of the world as well. They give you like around 100 to 200 of the currency. You can also get them by finishing Crucible matches, etc. So really, you don't really notice that you're running low. So 600 sounds like steep. But really, like you'll eventually get more of it quickly. So this one, for example, what it does, it will give you an engram. It will basically either give you the new hand cannon, which is called the Vulpecula, or the bow, the new bow, which is called the Wolftone Draw, which has a beautiful lore piece. If you guys want to read it, it's about Osiris and Saints 14 and their relationship. Last week, actually, it was different. It would give us either the Chrysura auto rifle or the Iota Draconis fusion rifle. So it seems like they rotate. This is what I just realized right now. It seems like they rotate on a weekly basis. So I'm going to try it for once, just to show you guys what's the advantage of this, of why you should use these a lot. Because when you actually focus this weapon, it gives you an extra perk on the last column. So in this case, I had Adagio. Usually it comes with Adagio, and now there's also Frenzy. Not really a great roll so far, but like really, what you know, you got to experiment. You got to find what you want, what you need right now. And those focus engram, they drop around like I would say either base level of what you are, light level, or a little bit less, so like by 1 point. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a lost engram here. So let's get to it. So the first part of the quest is that we got to form, and I'm gonna start lowering the music, pause it for a little bit, and just so we can put a little bit more of the game music, and so we can enjoy this, because the music is really nice in this season. It's got like a really nice eerie vibe to it, so it's quite interesting, and I fairly enjoy it most of the time. All right. So we're gonna get to the new destination. We're gonna go to Dreaming City, and we're gonna start our Astral Alignment. So as you can see, there's also weekly stuff. So in this case, once you open 3 Trove with 150 of the base currency, of the seasonal currency, you will basically get a powerful gear, which is usually either base level or +1 level. And then once you're done with those, just jump into the pinnacle stuff, things like, you know, finishing 3 matches of Crucible, 3 matches of Gambit, 3 playlists, stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. So let's go. maybe it's a bit different. Obviously, we have different mods that we need to think about. So we got Champions Overload and Champions Unstoppable. So right now I got my Overload bow and my Unstoppable Pulse Rifle, which I will equip. But for now, I'm just gonna have fun and I'm gonna play with the Vex Mythoclast and my Chroma Rush, just to, or actually I will show you guys the Vulpa, the Vulpacula, which is the Stasis hand cannon. It's got some interesting new perks like Harmony. This one, for example, final blows with other weapons improve this weapon's damage and performance for a short time. And then there's this is the old perk that we used to have from back in the old days, shoot to loot. Basically shooting in an ammo brick picks it up and automatically reloads all of your equipped weapons from reserve. So basically if you had like your stashed primary or stashed power weapon, for example, it would, or your secondary, it would reload from the reserve, and so you don't have to think about reloading. All right, let's get to it. Dun 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 dun. Lots of talking. I know it was a good, holy moly, I've basically did a 30-minute monologue, quick tips and tricks to get yourself in the season, or like a recap. I will probably clip it as is and make a dedicated like a small video that I'll leave on the Twitch channel, as well as the YouTube channel. YouTube channel is just a VOD kind of like collection at the moment, but yeah, it's just for me to get.